Hey folks, I'm back with you tonight. I realize this is a very late night show. This is actually the only time I've been able to get a signal, either phone or a reliable internet signal, and therefore I have just finished up one-on-one work with my clients at almost 2 a.m, which is totally crazy. Apparently we have some drunk people wandering outside too, which is another plus. You're welcome, America. And I wanted to let you know why I haven't been on in a few days, either on YouTube or here on my blog, on my podcast / live blog. And that is because I am being affected by the river flooding here in Illinois. Unfortunately, we have had to evacuate from our homes several times here. I live in a place that is a little bit more, I guess you would say, secure than most of the folks who live along the rivers that have been flooded. Many people are experiencing much worse situations than I am. I did have to take my animals and just flee, basically, on very short notice several days back. And I had to go stay with a family member. And when I returned, unfortunately, the storms were not over, and internet and phone service have been a problem. They're working to restore that, but many people have been affected. And I just want to ask that if any of you are in the areas of Lake and McHenry County in Illinois, if you could please join the Lake and McHenry County Flood Relief Group on Facebook, and if you can volunteer your time or your efforts or any items that might be staples that folks might be missing who had to evacuate from their homes, probably as quickly as I did, that would be great. I would appreciate it, they would appreciate it, and you'll feel good about yourself, so it's a win-win. So, again, that is why I haven't been with you guys, and I apologize for that. So if you're in the area, if you're in the Chicago area, great. Maybe you can help with the relief efforts for the Des Plaines and Fox River flooding issues, even up into Wisconsin. If you're in Wisconsin, around the Waukesha area, please feel free to donate your time, efforts, energy, supplies, etc. Apparently McHenry and Fox Lake in Illinois have also been affected. So now we're going to launch here with a very obvious and awkward segue, apparently, into the topic at hand, which is a narcissist's favorite tactic. And this is hopefully going to be a shorter broadcast, but I wanted to bring this to your attention. This is something I've been talking about with clients of late. And, I just wanted to share this with all of you because some of you probably don't know what the main sort of arguing tactic is that narcissists use. If you've ever been in an argument with a narcissist, or really with any cluster B individual with a personality disorder, you're going to notice this major issue that they have, and that is that they bring their problems with them into the argument, even if it has nothing to do with the topic that you are ostensibly arguing about, I should say. They're going to bring their issues with them all the time, and they're going to bring them hard. They're going to bring them in, and they're going to bring their hang-ups and the things that cause them to have that, weighty chip on their shoulder. They're going to say things to you that you might find to be a little bit odd. They're going to ambush you with odd little tidbits here and there. But the main argument they're going to use is this odd argument, because I want to explain why they do it sort of before I explain what it is that they do. So many disordered individuals, particularly cluster B disordered individuals, and even more particularly those with narcissism, those with sociopathy, those with histrionic personality disorder, are going to, they're not able to connect with people. They're not able to feel genuine empathy and compassion. And so rather than understanding what your genuine issues are, they're going to pick on you for things that are really obscure and bizarre and things that maybe don't fully connect with you emotionally. They may find a way later on to kind of push your buttons. However, if you're just working with one, like I've had to work with a couple of narcissists, and they've all tried and failed to push my buttons, whereas the narcissist that I dated could push my buttons. Absolutely, he could. He knew that I prided myself in being someone who was honest and straightforward and always gave it to people straight. And so he would say things like, oh, you're a liar, and oh, you're lying about this and you're lying about that, and you're so dishonest. And, obviously he knew how to get to me. So if you're in a close relationship with somebody like that, yes, they're going to know how to press your buttons. But if you're just arguing with a narcissist, like at work, out in life, in day-to-day life, they're going to kind of throw these weird, weak, shallow arguments that don't really hit home and really they're kind of odd and bizarre, and you don't connect with them, and you're like, okay, why did you say that? Honey, that made no sense. Are you all right? Are you feeling okay? So, you're going to kind of feel like their arguments are falling flat, and they probably think they're just chucking zingers at you, especially with the way that you'll see them react. Their facial expressions and their reactions are just priceless, because you see them react like they just, dropped a bomb on you, and you're like, you say I don't keep good house? Well, I do, and you've never been to my house. So, cool story, bro. But when these tactics don't work, you're going to notice this major thing that they do. And that is that they foist their issues onto you. They project everything that they feel is lacking with them, is wrong with them. They will project onto you. And again, it's going to be odd little tidbits that don't make a lot of sense. Like I said, the closer you are to the narcissist, the more sense it'll make, and it's possible that they will somehow be able to tie their hang-ups into your life in some odd way. But for instance, and this is a very common argument that I hear with my clients who are with narcissists romantically, the narcissist will say something along the lines of, I know you're a cheater. You're cheating on me. I know it. When you were out the other night, I know you were with someone else, because you know what? I called the place you were at and it was closed. And I know you were lying and you really weren't there. Well, you say you went to the movie with your friend. Well, guess what? I called the movie theater and that movie's not even playing there. And you'll be like, yeah, cool story. It was playing and I was at it. So nice story. Not true. Don't know where you're coming from on that, dude. You feeling okay? And, it'll strike you as odd. It will strike you as odd, especially at first. I know that many of my clients have just gotten used to the narcissist sort of bringing up these bizarre, wingnutty, arguments of why they've done something wrong when they really haven't. And I think as you progress in the relationship, you don't always notice the oddness of the argument, because you've got such a case of CTPSD that you are just on edge all the time, prepped for an argument, prepped for a fight all the time. So you really don't even notice anymore what the argument's about. But particularly when you're starting to just get to know the narcissist or the sociopath or the histrionic, or even to an extent the borderline individual, you're going to notice that their arguments don't make sense, like I said. For instance, if you're dating a larger person, that person being the narcissist or the sociopath or the other cluster B, they might say to you, the medium-sized person, that you are just so fat and you need to lose 100 pounds right now because they are disgusting disgusted with looking at you. And you know what? On top of it, you're breaking their furniture. And you're going to kind of look at them and go, cool. So I weigh 140 pounds. Not sure I'm breaking your furniture. Neat story. Like the inflection and the vocal tone. Very, very good acting. I don't believe you. And you're going to go, okay, that's an odd thing to say. Cool story. Moving on. And of course, the narcissist is going to respond really badly to that, and they're going to be very defensive, and they're going to project even more onto you. I think the best way to approach this projection is to say, so it sounds, just again, like you're talking to a kid, like we've discussed before. So it sounds like you're saying that I'm breaking your furniture, that your car has a flat tire because I sat in it. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Because I am 140 pounds, right? So isn't that interesting that you feel that I may be breaking your things? Gosh, I wonder why it is that you feel like I could lose 100 pounds. I'd be the size of a 4-year-old if I did that. Is that what you want? Is that what you're looking for? Are you interested in dating a 4-year-old? Because I don't think I could physically survive at that size, and therefore you'd have no one to sleep with. So, just very logical kind of, like you're talking to a child. Now, okay, how does it make sense that I should lose 100 pounds? Why does that make sense? Why is that something you said? Let's examine this. Let's talk about this a little bit further. And of course, that's going to piss them off. It is. But the best way to address their projection is to just step by step deconstruct it if you have to be around them. Otherwise, walk away and say, yeah, cool story, and keep it moving. Interesting thought. Very, very interesting point. You have a wonderful day now, but if you have to deal with them and you have to work with them, or they're a family member and you have mitigated contact and they say this to you, again, just deconstructing it. Deconstructing their argument logically and not being emotional is very important. You can't be emotional with a cluster B personality disordered individual. You can never respond emotionally. Even if you're extremely upset and extremely hurt, you can never show them that. In my life, for the most part, with the narcissists I've had to deal with, they don't hurt me because they don't care what they think. But you might, and I have before in my life with other narcissists that I have known. So just being real with you there, when you do develop these skills, you will probably start to care less and less, and that's a good thing for you. But this projecting thing really needs to be deconstructed if you have to continue to deal with this person. Just, like I said, wow, that's an interesting thing that you're saying right now. So per your own words, it sounds like you're saying that you'd like me to lose 100 pounds. Well, gosh, I am 140 pounds. That would get me down to the size of a 4-year-old. Are you interested then in dating a 4-year-old? Is that what you're saying? And just turn it, boom, right back around on them. And of course they're going, well, no, that's not you're putting words in my mouth. And you can say, oh, that's an interesting thing. You think you feel like I'm putting words in your mouth is what it sounds like. But gosh, that's just what you said, isn't it? Word for word. So I sure hope that maybe when you're feeling a little bit more stable, more yourself, maybe we can have a rational discussion like adults. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Well, I'll be here when you're ready to do that. There you go. Moving on. So, deconstructing the argument, not reacting emotionally. And of course, if you have to continue to deal with this person, looking at an exit strategy, if possible, is a good idea. If it's, again, somebody you work with and you can't quit that job, I understand that. I am not one of these coaches or psychotherapists that's going to tell you, hey, leave every single toxic person on the side of the road. You can't have negativity in your life, because that's ridiculous. Nobody can go through life with rose-colored glasses. And if you do, then guess what? You're in danger of becoming the narcissist. And that is not a price that you want to pay. So just recapping one more time for anybody who's just tuning in. What is the narcissist's favorite tactic? Projection. How do we handle projection? We handle projection by remaining calm, by not being emotional, and by deconstructing the argument. Now, of course, if we can get away, this isn't a work situation, we're not dealing with a family member that we have mitigated contact with or what have you, then we just leave. Oh, gosh, that's an interesting thing you just said. Cool story, have a good one, move on. Like I said, if you have to deal with the person, just being calm, being rational, not responding emotionally, and just being as logical as you can, keeping your voice steady, not showing emotion of any kind on your face or in your body language, and simply deconstructing their argument is going to really throw them for a loop. And this throws them for a loop every time. It doesn't matter how long you've been dealing with this particular narcissist or cluster B disordered individual. It doesn't matter, because they rely on your emotions being a weakness. They rely on being able to get an emotional response. This is something that they rely on no matter how many times it is blown up in their face. Because there's always that one time that it went really well and they got this really big overblown response and the person was so upset. So, no matter how many times previously or after that, this, childish tactic has absolutely blown up in their face, they are going to continue to use it because they are one-trick ponies, and because, as we have discussed before, they are on a mental hamster wheel. They don't go anywhere, but that wheel keeps them moving in the same direction, and they keep treading the same ground over and over again. They, unlike us, are not capable of growth. They are not capable of growth as humans. They are not capable of genuine compassion, of genuine understanding, of genuine empathy. They're just basically existing in this void. They're existing in a compassionless void of just brutal negativity and self-doubt, no matter how confident they may come across. It is my belief, and I stand by this belief, that they exist in a brutal, brutal void of absolute and utter just desolation, self-doubt, desperation, and negativity. And I have never, ever seen a case of narcissism or sociopathy or histrionic personality disorder that would ever convince me otherwise, factually. In fact, I had the opportunity to interact with a cluster B disordered individual recently, and I found a diplomatic way, we'll say, of asking this person what kinds of things in life upset them. Their answer, folks, get this, their answer was everything. No sarcasm, no smile, no laugh. They were dead serious. Literally everything puts them on edge. Everything makes them feel challenged. Everything angers them. Everything upsets them. Now, since we are not them, let's try for some compassion and think about how it must be to go through life that way. How would you like going through life feeling angry about every single thing that you encountered? Every comment that was made around you is something that you would have to take issue with. Every person that looks at you is somebody that you've got to assume has negative intentions. Everything that happens to you is somehow about you, and it is bad. How would that feel? So, have some compassion, have some empathy, and I think, and I hope, that will help you to move past any feelings of victimization, that you might be feeling toward that narcissist in your life or toward that sociopath in your life. I hope that that will help you to stop feeling like you're the one who doesn't have the upper hand, because you do. You have the upper hand. You have the control. They don't. So I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you for joining me. And before I let you all go, I'm going to plug my new book. It is available in paperback and ebook right now. And as you can see, I used the cover today as the image for our show. And I did that because, like I said, I want to advertise my book to all of you. You can get it for free right now on ebook, on Amazon, and Kindle. And it's called How to Get Your Loved One Back. And the subtitle is When Someone You Love Has Closed the Lines of Communication. So if you are looking to get somebody back into your life who has closed off communication, who no longer will take your calls, your messages, your emails, this is the book for you. You can get it for free on Amazon, on Kindle. I do want to just let you know that if you get it, you have to stick to the plan. The clients that I have had that have done that have had amazing results. I myself have had amazing results. Life-changing results, actually, for the better, not for the worse, but for the better. I hope that you'll get it and use it if you've got a situation in your life that meets those parameters. And if you do use it and it does work for you, please let me know. I'd like to know that. Feel free to leave a review. I do want to ask that only those who have read the book and who have actually implemented the entire process leave a review. I know that there are trolls out there who will probably leave the review right now without reading the book, and I don't want that because I want people to get something from it. It's not about me. It's not about marketing. It's about getting something from this book. And I want clients and listeners to be able to do that. So feel free to just troll my other stuff instead. If you're listening to this show as a troll, actually don't. But please do. Try this out. Try this program out. It's like a 33 or 36 page book with the table of contents. It's not long. The program lasts between 2 and 4 weeks, depending on the length of time, the amount of time that you want to take between each message that you're going to be sending this person. You're going to be utilizing technology. You're going to be utilizing email and text, messenger. You're going to be making sure that the technology you're using isn't going to be a phone call or a video conference up front. It's going to be written communication, brief written communication, and it's going to be very specifically timed out. So you got to read the whole 30 pages. I know, folks, 20 minutes of your time, oh my gosh, but read the whole thing and follow the whole thing. And feel free to refer to it later if you feel yourself hitting a brick wall as far as, writing these messages that you're going to kind of pre-write and edit. If you feel like you're hitting a brick wall, go back to the book, go back to the text, rewrite it. If you'd like to, you're more than welcome to purchase a corresponding coaching session with me so that I can give you that one-on-one attention and we can work through this entire process together, and so that I can give you a really, really personalized version of the information I'm offering you in this book. So again, like 33, 36 pages tops with table of contents and cover and back cover and all of that. Read it. If it works for you, let me know. That's really all I want, for you guys to kind of be able to have the amazing results I did. If everybody out there listening to this could reconnect with somebody who you never thought that you would talk to again, who means the world to you, who for years you thought would never talk to you, like I was able to do, that would make my night. So thank you so much for listening, and please be good to yourselves and each other. I feel like Jerry Springer right now, and I just wanted to say something positive, and then I realized that, God damn it, I was quoting Jerry Springer. So I'm going to leave it on that note tonight. Hope you had a laugh. Hope you got something out of this show, and share it. Please put it out there. We need to arm ourselves against these cluster B sort of predators that are out there. Share this information far and wide, and share any information that you get on the topic, really far and wide. So thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderful, wonderful morning.